We're back for another 2 races of the chase as William Byron has let's just say a monstrous lead here in the championship. Now at 2,328 points, his closest competitor of Ryan Blaney at 2,260. It's a big gap between the two drivers as we take on 2 races here today from Charlotte Roval. Then we head to a mile and a half at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And following today's episode, we'll have only 3 races left, including Talladega, Martinsville, and Phoenix at the season finale. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR 25 Career Mode, where I hope you all having a great day, and we've got some breaking news. Alex Bowman's contract to go to Richard Childress Racing next season has been canceled, and the reason for that is because we're originally planning to move Kyle Busch to a new team. Of course, with the very unfortunate circumstances that happened, we have decided we're going to keep Kyle Busch in the number 8 and honor his legacy and give him a final season in the number 8 car, and we're going to do some special stuff for him. So Alex Bowman will no longer drive the number 8 car next season, and instead he will drive the Spire number 71 next season, where we were originally going to put Kyle Busch at. So Alex Bowman will now drive the Spire 71 for 2027 in this career mode. Michael McDowell's future to be determined, but an expected retirement announcement could be on the way for him. As we come through to what I'm showing is my fastest lap in qualifying, and I had originally set a 1:25.273. And as we come through the final chicane, an absolute mess of a chicane, but we would actually go faster by about half a tenth of a second. So we set a 1:25.228. Shane Van Gisbergen ends up on pole. Who could have potentially seen that one coming? As you will see the rest of your qualifying order, your championship leader of William Byron up in the top 10. You notice we got the number 87 for Trackhouse in the field here this weekend. We had another Supercars star, Will Brown, in the car for the number 87 this weekend, and he had a very strong qualifying effort. And now we'll get ready to go green for this Junior Motorsports number 15 Domino's Chevrolet Camaro here this weekend from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and the final time this season that we'll be turning right, at least on purpose, as I'm excited to take on this road course. Now, our road course program hasn't been exactly where we've wanted it to be at Junior Motorsports, but we've made some gains as the season has gone on. We had a very strong race in Watkins Glen and found ourselves fighting for the win at the end of that race. Now, as we are ready to go road course racing here from the Charlotte Roval, green flag is out. We're underway from the Bank of America Roval 400 now, and you're going to see a lot of aggression here today. Now, unfortunately, we had 2 disastrous races in the last episode at New Hampshire and Gateway. Things just didn't go our way. Sorry, not Gateway, New Hampshire and Kansas. It was a complete disaster, and with those 2 unfortunate outcomes, it pretty well takes us out of contention for fighting for a championship here in our second season, and now it's down to really just a few drivers. And I think following today's race it's going to probably be down to just 2 or 3 drivers that are in contention for a championship, so we'll wait and see how that goes. Now is going to be right on the back of that 2 into the back bumper of Austin Cindric. Now as William Byron, things are very straightforward to him. He just has to survive these final 5 races and nothing go wrong, because he's got such a commanding lead over Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, that if he just runs top 15 races really for the rest of the season, he's probably going to win the championship. But if he has one bad race, it could open the door of opportunity for everybody now, and we know Talladega is coming up, and that could be the opportunity. Maybe we'll see him have some trouble here today as well in Charlotte or in Las Vegas. Now as Shane Van Gisbergen's going to come through to complete the opening lap out in front of this field here in Charlotte, as we'll clear the 23 of Wallace right to the back of the 2. I almost bailed out of it. I thought I was going to slam into the back of him, as we'll pass Ryan Preece, and that'll take us now into the 20th or 19th position, that is, as we complete the opening lap. Great racing here in Charlotte now, as you see me going for a move around the outside of Cindric into the hairpin, and Cindric going to run us a little bit wide right there on the exit of the corner. Wasn't a big fan of that, and I immediately said, okay, you know, if we're going to play that game, if I get an opportunity to do the same thing to you, you better expect it, and I'm probably going to do it a little bit more egregious than you just did. So we're still going to find ourselves just behind this number 2 of Austin Cindric here, only 6 laps in stage 1, but immediately the next lap around, we're going to have an opportunity to repay the favor. Lunge one up the inside of the 2, send it into the hairpin. We're going to run him wide, make some contact now, run him all the way against the outside wall, and we'll clear him. Now, I didn't really plan on, pushing him out that far, but it just kind of happened now, and unfortunately doing that, we give up a lot of time to the 22 of Joey Logano, so it's going to be a bit hard to make up that for the rest of this stage. And as we come through to 2 laps to go, we actually have gotten closer to this number 22, and it's like, okay, you know what, we might actually have a chance. And I am wasting no time in just gaining track position right now. We have got to be on a full offense here to work our way throughout this field. And as we come through now, closing in on the back of the 22 now, like I said, wasting no time. We're going to get to the back, and I'm going to aim right for that quarter panel. A little bit of a knock out of the way there, rough him up now, and we'll get alongside. Now, Logano probably not going to be a big fan of that, but you got to do what you got to do. We got to get going, and we're going to pass him now through Oval 1 and take 17th place. Now, Kyle Busch a little too far down, just down the road, so by the time we come to the final lap, we had finally run him down, and actually he made a bit of a mistake right there, but he's going to get such a good exit. So Shane Van Gisbergen is going to win stage number 1, and we're just waiting for 10th place across the line, and we'll be taking 17th. So obviously, continuing to show our road course program still isn't exactly where it needs to be, and we end up 17th here in this opening stage. Overall though, I was feeling confident for just, the way the car was driving and the speed, and we're going to come in and get tires and feel. We also are going to do a slight repair to the front bumper, just 1 second of repairs that we need to make to this number 15 Domino's Chevrolet, and we'll maintain position right behind the 87 of Will Brown as we get ready to go back racing now. And a big slide. I mean, they send you green literally on the curb, and it's a recipe for disaster. Fortunately, we avoid disaster, but we lose time. And the guy that we knocked out of the way a few laps ago, Joey Logano, he's going to get back in front of me now as he's clear as we go through turn number 2, down into turn number 3 and 4. And Alex Bowman there just in front. We heard the news, of course, with the plans changing for him, for his future. Now going to the 71 Spire. Chevrolets have a big slide there out of the right exit of the right-hander as well as we run P18. But going up into these next few corners, this is going to be a perfect opportunity to gain some track position where everybody stacks up on the run into the hairpin. That leads us into the oval now, and we're going to lunge 3 wide to the inside of Bowman, right to the back of the 8 of Kyle Busch. Somehow we're going to avoid contact with the cars beside us, and I mean, we're going to gain a few spots out of that one. We're going to get alongside Bowman for 15th here, and we're going to drag race. Actually, he might clear me. Yes, he does. But on the run into the bus stop, we might have an opportunity here to lunge back up the inside of Bowman, who's going defense mode, but now he checks up behind Chastain, and we'll clear both of them into the bus stop. Chicane right to the back of the number 8 of Kyle Busch now as we take the 14th position away from that number 1 and the 48 as well, as I briefly cut the barrier on the left side. Just a little bit of a misjudgment right there, but no harm done as we continue now to lap 2 of 6 here in stage 2. And look at this scrap now between the 8 of Busch and the 12 of Blaney. Ty Gibbs as well just up there in front now as we're going to continue to work on just getting closer to the top 10 by the time we get to this third and final stage. I don't think we'll be in the top 10 by stage 3 because we still got to pass 4 cars, but now a good opportunity right here. A little bit of a shot to the back of the 12, and we'll get up the inside of Ryan Blaney. A little bit more contact. You got to be physical at these road courses, man, and we're going to embrace that. We're going to pass the 12 and move ourselves up into 13th, finally clearing him down into the bus stop chicane now on this back straightaway. So as we continue to work our way forward now, Kyle Busch being next up, unfortunately my pace just kind of flatlined here, and as we come straight to the final lap of stage 2, we had just worked on those last 4.5 laps of just gaining every lap, and eventually I get here. I have gotten to the back of the 8 of Kyle Busch, and it's not looking like we're going to be able to get him, unfortunately, and I can confirm, as you can see, coming to the end of the lap, it's just not going to happen. So Shane Van Gisbergen is going to win stage 2, sweeps the first 2 opening stages here. Absolutely fantastic stuff there from the Kiwi, and we'll end up 13th here in stage 2. So again, I mean, setting ourselves up, you know, pretty well, at least for this final stage. We're all going to come back into the pits, take tires, and feel. Ryan Blaney out of the top 10, no stage points. Meanwhile, your championship leader of William Byron, he is scoring stage points. I mean, he's setting himself up to gain an even larger point advantage following this race if it continues on. Now, as the sun starting to go down here as we fast forward into this third and final stage, and here we go. We are back underway now. The third stage kicks off from this Charlotte Roval, and it's going to be another 15 laps of racing, meaning a pit stop will be guaranteed here in stage 3, as I got a little bit aggressive with Ryan Blaney, who's sideways in the mirror behind us. Big save there. He keeps it going now, and well, didn't really plan on that happening. I mean, you could probably blame me on that one, but definitely not what I was trying to do. I mean, we all just kind of got physical with each other, and one thing led to another, and next thing you know, that 12's going for a big slide, and he loses 3 to 4 positions, and also meaning 3 to 4 more points right there. So obviously not what we want to have happen. Now as we go for a lunge on the inside of the 54 and the 9, right to the back of Kyle Busch again. We're getting really good at that move. We move up into P11 behind 10th place of Kyle Busch, and new leader. Oh no, it's Christopher Bell, William Byron. That's a guy that's not too far out of this championship situation yet. So could Christopher Bell maybe make things interesting here before this season comes to a close, as we're of course in the now final half of these chase races now, as we're going to look for a move on the inside of Kyle Busch. A big lunge up the inside, near contact. I mean, absolutely whipping this thing around on the wheel, but fortunately we do avoid slamming into the 8. I was not afraid to run into anybody, but I don't really want to run into the 8 car of Kyle Busch. So we pass him for P10, and we continue on now on our run towards the top 10. And now that we moved into P10, though, we kind of got onto this island of our own, and McDowell's well down the road, but I've also driven away from Kyle Busch and beyond. So right now I'm just kind of maximizing my lap time, having a good time running here all by myself, and now we've got pit stops kicking off. Look at the track map. One of those dots, that's Shane Van Gisbergen. Here comes as well Chris Buescher into the pits, and I believe Tyler Reddick's in. My crew chief's calling me to come in at the end of this next lap, which I believe SVG, Reddick, Buescher, they cannot make it on field. They're going to be a lap short, so I don't understand pitting yet. And now SVG just took his chances of winning this race away. So we're going to pit at the end of this now, lap 19, as Bell is coming in, and literally everybody pretty well is coming in except for like one driver. So we can all make it from here, but the guys that pitted that lap before, Buescher, Reddick, SVG, they cannot make it to the end. So we're going to wait for our 4 tires. We're going to come back out behind the 71 of Michael McDowell, who we expect to now be retiring, of course, at the end of the season. And as we exit here off the pits, there's up ahead Buescher and McDowell, and we're going to come out just behind the 35 of Riley Herbst. Less than 10 laps to go here from the Charlotte Roval now, and I mean, I'm pretty confident this is going to go green until the end. I think we've only had one road course race this season where we saw a caution for cause and not just a stage caution. As we're going to go for a huge lunge, actually, on Chris Buescher, who got stacked up behind this guy, the 21 of Josh Berry now, and we're right on the back of this 21 as we head back into turn 3. What is Josh Berry doing? Hits the brake pedal, and he hits it again. Brake tests us. He's going to go around, and the 21 will get damage from it. We stay green, but the 21, I mean, slams the brake not only once, but 2 times on my nose, and now we've got damage. And as you can imagine, I was a bit flustered by what just happened and frustrated, to say the least, and immediately it starts turning into mistakes here. Now watch out of turn 1, big slide out of the corner, and we weren't done there, because as we would head down now towards the back straightaway chicane, on the exit of the chicane, gonna go for another big slide on the exit, trying to spin it out, saving it, but we give up a massive amount of time. And just at that point, I'm like, yep, I just screwed myself over there. And now it's like, okay, we just got to calm down and hope some miracle happens where a caution comes out. If not, just bring it home. Reddick comes in here on lap 22, coming to lap 23, and then Buescher and SVG coming to lap 25. So that's 3 free spots we're getting because of their terrible strategy calls, which will put us into P7. But at this point, it's just about bringing it home, of course, making no more mistakes. Let's just finish this race out and get back to the checkered flag, because I had 2 close calls that could have gone very, very wrong very quick. So at this point now, I'm like, yeah, we'll take the P7. And as we are now approaching the final lap of this race, Christopher Bell is in complete control here from the Charlotte Roval. He is at least going to gain some ground on William Byron and make things interesting now. And I mean, he's about to win his 8th race of the season, by the way. It's been an absolutely insane season for Christopher Bell. And surprisingly, though, with those 8 wins, he's not leading the championship now. And of course, he's going to come through now to take the checkered flag, win number 8, and also that's a win for Glenn Lawrence on the team, the lone member on the 20 car actually as the spotter, and that's Glenn Lawrence's 8th win as a pit crew member here in this career mode now as we round the final turn. Oval 3, Oval 4. We did what we needed to do. At least we held on. It's going to be P7, but obviously now it's just like, again, not enough. We're well out of the championship picture at this point, but there's still a championship battle happening, and it stays alive after this race. Now you can kind of see my frustration there in the bottom right. We'll take a look at the finishing order. Byron ends up second, so not what you want to see if you're Blaney or Larson or even a Christopher Bell. And Blaney, where did Ryan Blaney end up? I don't even see him. He's not. Oh, he's 13th. He finished 13th. So obviously not great. And we'll take a look, of course, at the chase grid following today's race now. William Byron has a 68-point lead on now Christopher Bell, who's promoted to P2 in the standings. Blaney drops to 94 back. Kyle Larson drops to 100 back. Anybody else on down is eliminated from championship contention. It's already just a 4-horse race. And following this next race right here in Las Vegas, it's probably going to be down to a 2 or 3-horse race, depending on how this goes. But if you are Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, you need to hope that right here, William Byron somehow, who has great success on these 1.5 miles, runs into some sort of issues here today as we are now into qualifying. It's literally full throttle all the way around this racetrack here as we come through to the start-finish line. Where is it going to be? It's going to go 29th. Maybe I should have ran the top. I think I should have ran the top. So not ideal. Kyle Larson's on pole, and William Byron will join him on that front row now as we're going to be keeping a close eye on the 5, the 20, and the 12. Those are the only 3 drivers that can at least contend with William Byron from this point on. So as we get ready now to go racing on Sunday afternoon, it's going to be an interesting 1.5 miles, not exactly where we expected to qualify, but we got these target colors on the car, and I'm hopeful that we can put a strong race together here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Watch out, of course, with those close eyes on that 24 and the 20 and the 12 and the 5 and see what they can pull off. Now as the jets roar over, and now it's time to hear the roar of 40 NASCAR Cup Series engines rolling past the field now as we are ready to take the green flag again. Now green flag is out, and we're racing from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and just 4 races remain in the chase now as William Byron is one step closer to solidifying himself as a NASCAR Cup Series champion. Now, of course, last season, the championship went to Chase Elliott. So Hendrick Motorsports trying to go, well, I guess back-to-back, you could say, now winning 2025 and now looking for 2026 as we head down into turn number 3 following that number 4 of Noah Gragson. And right off the bat, just one thing I noticed with the speed of this car was, of course, Las Vegas is, even in traffic, you can kind of just go full throttle. It's a lot of full throttle racing on at least fresh tires. And it just doesn't seem like the pace is where it needs to be. I mean, you can see, I'm not lifting. I'm going at about 187 to 188 miles per hour, a little bit further above 190 down the straightaways. But, everyone's kind of holding pace with me right now. So that was something I was a little bit worried about. Now, the one thing that I'm hopeful is as the tires wear, hopefully something kind of changes as these laps go on, and that's something we can kind of take advantage of. And as we come to lap 3, we hadn't really made any progress, but an opportunity here to go 3 wide with Zane Smith and Shane Van Gisbergen into turn number 3, and Tyler Reddick currently out in front in that number 45. Of course, we know Tyler Reddick headed to the number 11 Progressive Toyota Camry next season as Denny Hamlin hangs up the helmet of full-time competition. Going to be interesting to see what Tyler Reddick is going to be able to do. As I got put in the wall for the first time today by the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek, but then we would immediately start coming back at these guys now, and right on the back of the 7 of Daniel Suarez now is Chase Elliott, now out in front in that Napa Auto Parts number 9. Elliott, he's already out of the championship picture. He will not be your defending champion again. He's not going to go back-to-back, I should say. He will definitely not become a 3-time NASCAR Cup Series champion here this season. Now, as we got 20 laps in this opening stage, so plenty of time for things to, play out, because look at this. We're starting to work our way forward, and I was even utilizing the inside, and it was working quite well. I mean, we break into the top 20, passing Carson Hocevar to the inside of the 43 of Eric Jones into turn 3, and that will move us into 19th place. So we're making some good headway here, and I mean, I'm just continuing to kind of put my car pretty well wherever I want, and it seems to be working. So we'll pass the 23 of Bubba Wallace now and take 18th, and then we're coming up to the back of the 2 of Cindercrude, pass him, get to the inside of Allmendinger for 16th, and to the outside of Chastain for 15th now, and as well Ryan Blaney, not even running in the top 10 right now. That is not a very good situation playing out for this number 12 team, as we'll head down into turn number 3 now, side by side with this one Tootsie's Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing. Now, as you see the tire icon warning come on, so that's something we're gonna have to get ready to pit here potentially soon. Now, as we're coming up on the end of lap 12 and still battling with Chastain right on the back of the 6 of Keselowski, just kind of had to, lift and give him a little bit of a push forward on that one there. I didn't really have much choice now, but we're about to be coming into the pits here now, as we are 3 wide in the middle on the exit of turn 2, and see these cars fanning to the left side. That tells me that they're going to be pitting. So, bit of contact with Keselowski as well into turn 3, and I want to be on the first side of pitting. So as soon as we enter turn 3, I'm like, okay, let's come in. We'll come in, close call with Chastain. We'll take 4 tires. And as well feel and come in with William Byron, Logano, Bowman, Briscoe, Bell, Elliott, as well as we are going to have a 16.1 plus another few seconds of waiting second pit stop. And we're actually going to, William Byron, we're going to come out in front of the 24. It looks like a very slow stop for the Exalta 24 team, and that's big. That's big for Ryan Blaney and others. That's going to be very crucial. And into turn 3, we got a crash. That's the 60 of Ryan Preece around, and just like that, we got screwed. Yep, we did. That's awesome. Because, well, we are a lap down, and so is William Byron, so is Ryan Blaney, and all of a sudden, about 26, I believe, 26 cars, or 26 on back, sorry, is now a lap down. So 25 cars on the lead lap, hands over the lead to Keselowski. Christopher Bell is currently the free pass car, and we've got a 2-lap dash. This is crucial now, because we're trying to race our way back onto the lead lap. William Byron's a lap down, Ryan Blaney's a lap down. This is an opportunity for Kyle Larson, but Bell's a lap down. So, I mean, bad situation for Byron, but a lot of his championship competitors are also a lap down with him, like Blaney and Bell. So this is going to be really interesting to see if one of these two can get the free pass and start to, get some track position and then hopefully score points against that 24. I want to see William Byron stuck a lap down just for the fact of the matter of making this championship more interesting now. Is unfortunately for us, we're just going nowhere on this restart, and as we go down into turn 3 to the inside, actually got this hooked up pretty well as we exit turn 4. Huge run. The 20 holds the free pass. I mean, we nearly got back into the mix right there, but we'll end up 27th, and Christopher Bell will in fact get the free pass. Brad Keselowski wins stage number 1. Chase Elliott, he was the free pass on that caution originally that we had, that of course put us a lap down. So Bell now gets the free pass. We're going to be P27, and now we are in position to score the free pass as well. So with stage 2 gets underway here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway now. I mean, again, this is the second mile and a half where in a row that we've gotten caught a lap down because of a poorly timed yellow. So frustrating, man, when that happens. Now, of course, I know there's not really much you can do about it. That's just, really bad luck. It kind of reminds me of NASCAR Heat 5, where, you would have a pit cycle, and it felt like 7 or 8 times out of 10, the caution is going to come out, you know, in the pit cycle, which just never made sense to me. But, you know, it seems like that's kind of happening here as well in NASCAR 25 now, as we'll give a push to the 48. We're 3 wide down this front straightaway. Blaney and Briscoe. Byron just behind us now, as we got 20 more laps of racing here in stage number 2. But of course, we can't afford to waste time. We got to go, because we know if we can get into a free pass position right now, caution can come out, and then we can find ourselves back on the lead lap, and then we'll be back in the mix here. And never say never now, as Chase Elliott's trying to work his way forward. I mean, former leader of this race, Chase Elliott, was trying to lap down, of course, at one point now, as we're right on the bank of the Hayek 47 of Stenhouse, but eventually we would get back down to the inside and actually kind of follow the 19 of Chase Briscoe through traffic. Briscoe right now holding the free pass position, but we're second in line, and I was literally just letting him guide me through the pack of cars, as Kyle Larson is now out in front in that number 5 Hendrick car. Zach Brown collaboration paint scheme now, as we're right to the back of the 19 as we exit turn 4. And I mean, myself and Briscoe are about to be, in terms of track position, up into the top 10. Of course, not on the leaderboard now, as Briscoe jumps up to the outside. And that is going to be my opportunity right here into turn 1 and maybe get back in front of him. Unless, no, he does stay up at the top. So there we go, to the inside. And now we are going to take the free pass position over the 19 of Chase Briscoe here now, as we run in 27th place. And we weren't done there. We were continuing to work our way forward and really showcasing some of the speed that we do have in this number 15 Target Chevrolet. As we clear Chase Elliott, we would pass Chastain around the outside, roll up right to the back bumper, and out to the left side of the 23 Columbia Toyota Camry of Bubba Wallace. And I mean, right now, just showcasing absolutely phenomenal potential. It's just a shame that we're doing this while a lap down, so none of it really matters. We're just hoping that a caution comes out. And now, by lap 9, our tire warning light has also come back on, so we're about to have to come back into the pits here in the next couple of laps now, as we have worked our way up to P3 in terms of track position. You see me, I'm kind of getting ready there to get onto the pit sequence, and then actually into turn 3 we're gonna completely lose the rear as I was bringing up the pit option, and we save it, and we're gonna come into the pits. Oh my goodness, we get 4 tires. We are going to come out on a 16.0, and I mean, we just dodged a bullet right there. Now the question is, will it stay green? Because if a caution comes out again, we're going to be now 2 laps down. Fortunately, I'm happy to say it did stay green. So we are going to be continuing to roll around this track, and at this point, starting to look like it could go green until the very end of the stage, and we're going to be racing for the free pass just by getting to the stage caution, as Michael McDowell had currently taken over the lead of this race, but he's now coming into the pits, and there you see Stenhouse and Austin Dillon on the inside. They're going to be coming into the pits as well. So eventually, after all was said and done, Kyle Larson out in front in the number 5, and we are P27 still in the free pass position over Briscoe. Nowhere to be seen is the 24 of William Byron. So this is very quickly turning into an opportunity for Bell, who got the free pass. It's turning into an opportunity for Larson. It's turning into a potential opportunity for Blaney if he can find himself back on the lead lap, but especially for Bell and Larson right now, as we're coming up on the final few moments of stage 2. Kyle Larson in control, coming to the final lap now, and here comes Chase Elliott, to my inside now, passing me for, I believe this is P3 on the track. And then Christopher Bell as well coming up to the back of me. I wasn't fighting these guys very hard, but I was a little bit surprised with their speed compared to when I drove by them before the pit stops now. But Kyle Larson through 3 and off turn 4. He'll come down the front straightaway at a cruising pace, basically, to win stage number 2, executing a 10-point stage. Absolutely just very important to make sure that happens against the 24 of William Byron, as we, in fact, will be awarded the free pass. I was quite happy about that, as you can imagine. And it's going to be Briscoe and Byron behind us, so they'll be now fighting for the free pass going into this 3rd and final stage. So we'll come in, we'll get tires, we'll get fuel, and get ready to roll for another restart. The sun has abruptly set here from Las Vegas, and now we are ready for one more stage of racing, and Kyle Busch takes the lead here from Las Vegas as they exited the pit lane. He put that number 8 Cheddar's Chevrolet out in front, And now with just over 25 laps to go, we are back on the lead lap here from Las Vegas, but obviously with the free pass, it gets sent to the very back of the field. So we're not going to be up there with those guys in, you know, the top 25 quite yet. Of course, they're not that far in front of us, so it's not going to take a whole lot to get there. What a weird race this has been for us, though. I mean, not only for us, but, you know, arguably for everybody now, as we are now continuing on this inside line, trying to make some ground up here, passing the 35, hopefully, of Riley Herbst, and then continue on forward to get ourselves into that kind of top 25. And now Chase Elliott out in front here from Las Vegas, as I started just moving anywhere I could find any space on the racetrack, which at this moment was on the far outside. I'm hoping for a yellow because, well, I just made myself look stupid, and I caught the outside wall down a straightaway, so there goes a ton of momentum. And as we head down this front straightaway now, behind the number 7 of Daniel Suarez, smoke up ahead, there it is, there's the crash into turn 1. That's the 21 of Josh Berry. Caution is out, and that is going to put me right up there with the other guys on the lead lap, so I was quite happy about that. And, well, why not pit? So I decide we're going to come into the pits here, take 4 tires, and this is going to be something that isn't going to get us to the end of the races. Ryan Blaney gets a free pass. Byron's still stuck a lap down, so all his 3 championship competitors are now back on the lead lap with an opportunity to go forward and score points. But this was not a call to get us to the end of this race because we cannot get there. But the call was now having fresh tires in attempt to be able to get ourselves towards the front of the pack. And then once the pit stops kind of kick off for those front runners, we're going to come in as well. So we're not going to like run too much longer. We might run a lap or 2 longer, if that. I mean, we might just pit right when they pit. But it's just simply a strategy to try and get us up front with these other drivers. Now, this is a strategy here that could completely change our race and for the better now, as we are very much back in the game now and fighting for a potential top 5, maybe even a possible top 3 or even win here from Las Vegas tonight. As Tyler Reddick's back out in front now, lap 51, and we are absolutely cooking through the middle, top, bottom, wherever I need to put this target number 15. It is working right at the last second to the outside of the 21, and now to the outside of Kyle Busch, who was running P2 earlier, unfortunately out of the top 10 now, as Reddick continues to lead over Buescher, and we are just flying, splitting through the middle there between Busch and Cindric on the exit of turn 4. Into the top 10 we go, as to the inside of Allmendinger. Hamlin, unfortunately, not having a great race again. I mean, he's up at the top 10, but he's just given up a lot of points to Byron recently now, as we are going to go alongside the 9 and the 43 and the 5 as well. And just like that, we're up to 5th with Chastain and Bell. It looks like they're pitting. Elliott, Bell, Chastain, they all might be coming in right here. Reddick's going to be staying out. Same for Buescher. And sure enough, they come in on the exit of turn 4. Actually, Chastain and Elliott stay out. I was a bit surprised by that, but then they would eventually pit, and we would run down the 17 of Chris Buescher. We're going to work our way past him, and then Tyler Reddick, of course, is going to be next up. I'll be curious to see how long Reddick waits. Well, it looks like right there's your answer. He's going to be pitting at the conclusion here of lap 57. So in comes Tyler Reddick. And as we take the lead of this race, like I said, we're not going to wait long. We're going to come in here in just a moment to make sure that we don't get caught out on strategy now. So as we exit the turn 2, we're going to now, on lap 60, get ready to pit for only 2 tires. 2 tires only, and a splash of fuel, 1 can of fuel to be exact, as we'll exit turn 4, get down onto the apron from the lead of this race, and now we'll head down in towards the pits and get this car serviced now, as we just got a caution while leading. Oh my goodness, that just... what in the world is going on? And watch the left side where the tires are. It's going to go from that, holding, we were supposed to take 2 tires. It's going to give us 4 fresh tires. And we're going to be leading this race with John Hunter Nemechek in P2. I cannot believe this. This is a perfectly timed yellow, and now we are in control. What in the world? Is that a driver? I think that's a driver floating. What in the world has happened? Now you see my reaction. But we got to get up on the wheel, because all of a sudden we're in control of this race. As we go back green, we had pit crew members teleporting. Now we got floating drivers with 4 laps to go from Las Vegas. And most importantly, a chance to get a 4th career win and 4th win of the season as we head down into turn 1. But we're in a fight with John Hunter Nemechek of all people, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott. We know he's strong. William Byron is still not on the lead lap, by the way. Ryan Blaney is up here in the top 10 now, and so is Kyle Larson and Bell. So all of a sudden, all the 3 guys Bell is beating have a chance to really gain on him in this championship. This is about to be a really interesting point situation as we come to 3 laps to go here from Las Vegas, and the Toyotas are overwhelmingly fast. Nemechek, Bell, Reddick as well, all going around my own side as we keep it pinned on the bottom. It looks like everyone around us also has 4 fresh tires as we head down this back straightaway now, and Bell's got the run. Nemechek is clear, coming to just 2 laps to go here from Las Vegas. Now who's going to get back to the checkered flag first now as we roll through 3 out of turn 4, right up to the back just about of John Hunter Nemechek. But here comes Chase Elliott, defending Cup Series champion, winless on the season. He didn't win last season until the finale when he won the championship in the last ever race for the playoff format. Big run to the right rear now of the number 9 as we head down this back straightaway. Look behind, Allmendinger up here, Buescher as well as Chase Elliott through turn 3 is going to take the lead from the 42, but we're going to get a huge run through the center of the corner. Elliott leaves inside open off turn 4, coming to the final lap, and we're going to be door to door with the number 9, but Elliott has the momentum on the top. He shoots to the bottom as I went for the side draft. Clear as the 9, 1 lap to go here from Las Vegas, and what a finish we have been in store for. What a final 4 laps, but Chase Elliott's got control down the back straightaway, and I don't think I've got anything for him down this back stretch into turn 3, and we are just matted, no lift, full throttle, and it's not going to be enough. Chase Elliott's going to hang on, and for the first time this season, Chase Elliott, the crowd roars as he will visit victory lane here from Las Vegas. Man, what a race. We'll take it, P2, but I would have loved to have gotten the win there. All of Byron's championship competitors in the top 10 as well, and Byron nowhere to be seen inside the top 20, and we'll wait to see the 24. Not even in the top 30 is William Byron as he ends up officially in 32nd place, so that is going to have a huge effect on the championship. He's still going to be at the top of the standings. However, his gap has been cut down to just 36 points to Christopher Bell going into Talladega next episode and Martinsville. 57 points to Larson. He's a bit more comfortable there, and over Blaney at 72. Elliott, Hamlin, and on down, they're all out of the championship picture. But really, in reality, realistically, it's between Byron and Bell currently as they both seek their first NASCAR Cup Series championships. I'll see you guys in the next one from Talladega. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.